Hi everyone, it's Terry here sharing another layout for Bramble Fox. I'm using the perspectives from the Fab April Fox box for this layout. So I've also pulled out a few of the bunny perspectives available in the shop as well, and I've got this fresh air cut file that I've cut out of white cardstock from Pear Tree Cut Files. So I'm going with a really spring theme. I'm going to cut out the letters of the cut file from this patterned paper, which is from the Bunnies and Blooms collection from Simple Stories. And I'm going to use the side that's got the blue background with the little florals. I think they're all like tulips and daffodils, all kind of spring flowers. So I'm just drawing around the letters and then cutting them out to kind of stand up off the background on foam pads, and I'm going to stick the cut file flush to the back. So I'm scrapping two photos on this layout, and they're both from a walk that we went on around some local gardens, and it was nice to see all the spring flowers starting to bloom. So I'm just distressing the edges of each letter so that there's not that clean, crisp kind of letter. It's got a bit of a fluffy edge to it, so to speak. So now I'm starting to think about how I want my page to look. I've got this patterned paper which is from the same collection that I've already cut out a cut file from the centre, and I've just trimmed down some white cardstock to 11 1/4 by 11 1/4. I've distressed the edges and just ripped out two kind of sections on opposite sides that I want to tuck in a bit of this pink gingham patterned paper, so that's kind of a bit of a pop of a different colour. Because I want to pull in those pinks, yellows and blues for this layout. So that's the basis of my page, and I'm just looking at how I might want to position things. And I've pulled out 3 Shimmerz paints, so I've got Key Lime, Celery and then Bumblebee, so 2 different green shades and a yellow. And I'm just using the packaging technique to add some of that colour to my background. So I'm using packaging which is from my Bramble Fox pieces because it's a perfect size for just adding a bit of mixed media to the background. It's not too big that you end up with splodges everywhere. It's a nice size so that you can control it quite well. So I'm just working out to make sure that I'm going to get the mixed media where I want it. So I'm just adding a little bit more, and then you'll see I do go in and add some darker green on top, because there's quite a lot of green in the photos and not in the perspectives, so I just wanted to add that to the background. And then I'm adding some little splats of each colour just around the edge of that piece of that area of mixed media. So now I'm going to add some paint to the air word on the fresh air. So this is Winter Mist, I think it's called. So I've tried to look at what colours I've got, and this is the closest I've got to the colour that is the Brighter Days perspective, so that's why I've used that colour. So I've just added a little bit of shading here and there on it, and you can see how it really pops off that background now I've added that paint to the word air. So these are some patterned papers from the Echo Park, I think it's Springtime collection, and I've just used the cut apart sheet, but I'm going to use the B side just to add a mat to each of those photos. And this is a similar pattern or similar idea to the pattern that I'm using for the letters, but I didn't have any of that left, so it's kind of a good substitute. So I'm just adding those in, and now I'm sticking down the cut file because I want it to, like I said before, be flush to the background. so that I can pop those letters up easily on foam pads. And now I'm going to start adding those letters into my cut file so that the layout starts to come together, and I know then I can work out where I want to put my embellishment. So I'm just working out where to put that bottom photo because I want the springtime to overlap it so that you get the S and the floral overlapping onto those areas where the daffodils are. I've also tied a tiny piece of pink embroidery thread around the E, and I'm going to do the same around the B on the brighter days, just to pull in a little pink from, like I've got on those torn pieces on the background. I just thought it was a little nod to the pink because I'm not sure how much pink I'll bring in with the embellishment. So I've got these older Pink Fresh Studio letters, and I'm just going to add walks to the bottom with them. So I'm picking colours that are all going to be part of the layout so that it all matches. And then looking at the Echo Park 12x12 sticker sheet, there was this fab big truck with florals on the back, and it's not something I'd normally use, and it was quite big and bold, and I thought I just got the perfect place for it, so I popped it under the title there. So I'm just going through the Bunnies and Blooms ephemera set to pull out anything that I think I might want to use. So I've pulled out a couple of florals. I really like the pastel purple that's in this collection. I just think it's beautiful. So I'm just adding in that perspective bunny, and it's overlapping that floral, and then I've put a sun sticker tucking out underneath. So I decide one bunny's not enough, so I pull out this leaping one to add to the top of that photo. And from the same sticker sheet, I've pulled out these butterflies that I'm going to add so that they look like they're flying out of the kind of background. So it comes together quite quickly. I'm just adding some enamel dots now here and there in like a pinky colour. And it's just time to add in some journaling. So I'm adding where it was at the top above that photo, and then a little paragraph underneath the title. I didn't want to add too much more because I felt like there was enough going on in the page there, and I wanted to leave a bit of white space. Thanks for joining me on YouTube today. For more inspiration, check out all the links below in the description, and we love to see what you create, so please tag us on Facebook and Instagram.